Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, February 17th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I recognize the power, the potential, and the possibility of my vibrational intelligence. And guess what? We are in the last day of Sun in Aquarius. And it always comes really fast because Pisces moves in sooner than people think that it should. But I would say that if there's a bigger rule breaker than Aquarius, it would be Pisces. Because Pisces is like, this is the cosmos. There are no rules. It's all infinite. So we are building upon our understanding of vibrational energy and going to crack it up a few notches once we move into Sun in Pisces. And we'll dive into that in tomorrow's scope. Today we're really going to work on tuning into the vibrational nature of things, the vibrational lesson of it all, and really try to get a handle on vibrational energy. Now, I do want to mention one other thing that's coming up in this astro this week, and this is exciting. We have Mars going direct. Mars is going direct on Sunday the 23rd. Which means we still have a week of this retrograde. And I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but we are heading into like major winter storm warnings here. Which means everything's going to pull way back and slow down. And I think that's a really good lesson as we complete this Mars retrograde. Whether it's due to weather or rather you making your own decisions to take time to consciously dial back, rest, lean into a slower vibrational energy, a quieter vibrational energy, a less I have to do kind of energy, and more into like, okay, there's a time for it all, and this is my time for rest kind of energy. So keep that in mind as we wrap this up. Now, today, we don't really have too much going on, but definitely some interesting little energies going on. We have the moon finishing up in Libra through much of the day, and the only connection that the moon in Libra is making, the only strong connection that the moon is making today, is connecting into the sun. So we wake up, or no, it's not waking up, it's in the afternoon actually. We're not waking up into anything. We're void course moon for most of the day. The sun and the moon aren't actually connecting until late in the evening, which makes sense because, or not late in the evening, sorry, late in the afternoon. It makes sense because sun's at 29. So the focus really is just on that 29-degree solar energy, seeing if you can tap into the vibrational nature of things. And it's really interesting because before recording, one of the things that was, popping up into my consciousness was the vibrational nature of our voice and how much vibrational energy we can convey with our voice. And a lot of ancient cultures really had tapped into that. That is why there's so much mantra and chanting in many older cultures, because they recognize the power of that. And so that might be something that you want to play with today. Not to mention, beyond being able to shift the vibrational nature of things with your sound, with your voice, it also helps your vagus nerve, which is very happy and healthy. So play with that today. And it might do you good because there's some interesting energies creeping in the evening. So like I said, sun and the moon in connection. This is lovely. Both Libra and Aquarius just are like, let's get along. Let's talk about things. One of the Cat Chaos cards is the Understanding card. And I think that's a major lesson of Aquarius, and I would say even Libra, is learning the lessons of acceptance and understanding of people, energies, vibrations that are different than yours may be, but how it makes a nice little rainbow. I think I'm going to be using these cards, Prism Oracle, during Sun in Pisces. So we'll see. It was an idea. It popped into my head. But then we have the moon moving into Scorpio. And the first connection that the moon makes in Scorpio is with Pluto. And if Pluto had a song, it would definitely be a little bit more ominous sounding. Not that Pluto is ominous in and of itself, but it makes us look at stuff. And so while your day may have lots of light and sunny opportunities to connect in with the vibrational world in your life, there also may be some other shadow elements, some things that have been hidden. Another cat chaos card, the moon, which can represent hidden energies, and hidden can be good or bad, light or dark, but you may have to take a moment and look at these things. Now, as I was looking at the chart, because whenever I sit here and I'm like, I don't feel complete, I don't feel like I have the message, I will always go back to the chart and be like, okay, what am I missing? And I see something in the asteroids that's very interesting. So as the moon shifts into Scorpio, it is going to meet up with Lilith, who is back in Scorpio. And Lilith is also the rule breaker. Lilith is like, I'm going to listen to the calling of my soul. But hanging out newly in Aquarius, squaring Lilith, squaring the moon moving into Scorpio, is Pallas. And Pallas is an asteroid that can represent patriarchal energies. It can bring up, daddy issues. It can bring up issues around rules. And it's interesting because it's in rule-breaking Aquarius. Let's not call it rule-breaking. Rebellious Aquarius. And it's headed towards Pluto. So this is interesting that we have Moon and Lilith, Pallas, Pluto, all kind of squaring. So this could be within ourselves, that we feel some rebellion coming up against places where we have felt, oh, it's in the cards, places where we have felt shouldied. Where somebody has shoulded us, or we have shoulded ourselves, and we have kept ourselves small, and not allowed our full vibration to expand. Now, it's interesting because with this card comes the miser and the clinging to the past. So all three of these cards is something that we're holding on to, and this is Scorpio's job. And this can be the moon job too, to unearth these energies. And Pluto's like, hi, I'm here, let's face these. So this might be something that could be very shouldy in yourself, someplace you've shoulded yourself. This could represent patriarchal energy that you're carrying around. And there is a light side to the patriarchal energy. It's not all repression. But there's also the shadow. And guess what? There's light and shadow in everything. Everything that has aliveness, there's light and shadow in. But we might be finding some of these energies popping up in ourselves. And this could be just as simple as that call to rest that this last week of Mars retrograde in Cancer is calling us towards, or needing to nurture some deeper feelings within ourselves that are bubbling up with this Mars in Cancer, with the moon shifting into Scorpio. So be very aware of these energies at play. Now, this isn't coming up till later in the evening. The moon and Pluto square is until 9:34. I would say that the Pallas Lilith square is going to be happening throughout the day. So that's going to be there. But the moon is really going to activate that energy. And so that's going to be at 4:19 p.m. Pacific time that we have that energy activating. And you may just find yourself out of nowhere being like, no, I don't want to do it that way. So be really aware of that energy bubbling up. But, part of the lesson of Aquarius is, be true to you. Play that energy out. So it's interesting that this is happening with the sun at 29 degrees, where it's like, where have you been holding yourself back? Where has something been that hasn't let you move forward in a way that you feel called to move forward? Now, the other two cards are really interesting. We have maturity. So maybe you're going to handle this maturely. And harmony. And like I said, I think that the first part of the day has a beautiful opportunity for like harmonious, beautiful connections. But you just might come across that, you know, the ominous soundtrack. Da-da-da. And then we can go back to harmony and maturity. But be aware of this, because when we unlock these pieces of ourselves, we unlock the fullness of our own particular rainbow energy. Cat Chaos cards are very helpful. Here's this little card. I wish I knew which deck this was from. It looks like I think a Joshua tree on here on the front. And the words are boundless and enthusiasm. And it talks about Dharma. Your Dharma is the new road. Embrace simplicity in your adventures. But Dharma to me is like, in part, embracing who we are, like who you are, living the life you came here to live is like your Dharma, is a big part of your Dharma. And so many of us are shut off from that because we followed the road we were told to follow rather than listening to the Lilith, that calling within our soul. So this moon card, again, stuff is being revealed, and it says it's important to trust your intuition. Even if you're unsure of what's happening, all will be revealed soon. Worry is unnecessary. So be willing to face these energies as they bubble up and embrace these parts back within yourself. Because I think Pisces season, Venus retrograde, eclipses coming in, a Mercury retrograde in March, like all of this has a lot for us. But we have to be willing to like engage it with our full selves, as full as we can right now. So be aware of this energy bubbling up in the background as you do your vibrational work. So gonna leave that here for today. You can book a reading. Eclipse reading time is here. I cannot believe it. Email me for that or message me for that or any other readings. Yeah, besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust the process. Namaste.